Welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael, and today we're going to be doing some work on the KTM 390 Adventure. So I've owned the KTM now for about 8 weeks. Not a very long time, but I've put over 4,000 kilometers on the machine so far, and I've loved almost every kilometer. This is an amazing bike. And let me tell you a few things about it so far. So things that I've switched out that I felt I needed to do was the mirrors. I went for the double take mirrors, which again, excellent choice, I think. Very, very useful. So the double take mirrors use a 6-inch XL ram mount, which holds the mirrors up, and it has some adapters that goes where the old mirrors used to go. And then these replaceable mirrors you can put at the top, but they're meant to be unbreakable, allegedly. But the really good thing is I have some other ram mounts, a 1-inch ball. I can just untake the mirror off, like so. And I can pop in my action cam or whatever device it is, my 360 camera in the top. It makes for rigging up for cameras really simple. And then when I'm done that little section, I can put the mirror back on and back to a regular bike. I'm not cluttering up too much the handlebars with all different paraphernalia. The other thing I've added is a mount across the top. This is where my GPS solution is going to go. Haven't decided what that's going to be. I took off the hand guards as well and replaced it with these cheap Amazon, like $30 units. They're not as good as the originals, to be honest, but if I do take any tumbles, I'm not going to break them like I did with the original KTM ones. I did repair the KTM ones, but I'm going to keep them for later on. So I'm going to put these on for now, and they can take the beating and hopefully not break, but they'll protect the leaves, etc. I do have them on another bike that I have, and they've taken a pounding without any problems. The other thing I've added is the KTM tank bag. I like it very much. I don't like that I have to unzip it to get to the gas tank, but it's a small price to pay. It's very large for what it is, and it carries lots of stuff, so I'm very, very happy with that. So for my luggage solution, I went with a cheap option. I went with a RhinoWalk. I picked up from Amazon. It was less than $200 for like 24 liters of storage, I think, something around that. And I've been very, very happy with them. So it is a rackless system, but I did run into a bit of a problem. Let me just grab the bag for you. So this is the bag. I actually like the shape quite well. And I've used these in like utter terrible wetness, and they haven't leaked one drop. But I did have a problem where you can see here, the bag actually rubbed on the tire for a little while and kind of rubbed through before I noticed it. So two things that are not very smart about that. Obviously, I wrecked the corner of the bag. I've done a good repair. I actually stitched it, glued it, and I've put this tenacious tape on there, so I think that's going to be okay. But the more important thing is it's near the tire where it should never be. So they have these longer straps that you strap onto the bike, but as time goes on, if you don't check them every time, they're going to come loose. It's just the way it is. These things don't lock. It's more of a sprung clip that holds the strap. And I guess I didn't check it enough. And like I say, I've done 4,000 kilometers, so didn't wreck the bag totally, but I do like the style. Obviously sit here, around there on the bike, and it's nice and balanced, and I've had no problems. And the one fall that I've had in my 4,000 kilometers was with these bags fitted, and it tipped over onto the mud. Caused no damage whatsoever, and maybe that's when this was actually pushed in slightly and I didn't notice it when I was driving around afterwards. So not terrible, but that's something for me to bear in mind. So to solve that issue, I'm going to move to a different pannier system. Lots of choice, lots of research. Probably one of the most difficult things, apart from actually deciding on which bike to buy, is which rack system to go with, and it's a mess. Like there's so many different options. Some stuff you can get, some stuff is designed for the bikes, some is generic. So the rack system I went for was the KTM version of the SW Motec rack system. It's slightly different in design. The Motec one actually goes here and comes down, whereas the KTM one is a slightly different type of setup. But however, the 3 locking lug pattern looks identical, and I wrote to the manufacturer and asked them if it was the same. They said it was. So there must be some collaboration there in order to be that way. So the reason I went for that particular rack system is they sell blank rack plates. You can take other luggage, bolt the plate onto the side or strap it onto the side of the pannier bag, and they'll fit on these racks. So I don't have to buy the luggage solution. I can go with something else and just put the adapter plate on. That's my thought process. It gives me the maximum amount of flexibility, and I want to have it so that what I buy now, if this isn't my final bike that I'm going to have, then I can move the luggage to another bike without too much trouble. So that's the process, and I'm going to go ahead and fit that rack system today. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I'm working on the bike, is I'm going to jack it up. This makes everything so much easier. Now the bike's level, which is great. This stand is from Princess Auto. I've been using it quite a few months now, and it's worked out great. I've used it on different bikes, and it works exactly what you'd expect. So it holds the bike nice and stable, and it gives me the added function is I can spin the wheel to clean the chain, make adjustments, etc. But it's a very stable platform. So these are all the components. We have a left and a right rack, and we have some small screws and whatnot, as well as this kind of interlink plate. I do have a picture of how it's all meant to go, so it shouldn't be too terrible. Unfortunately, and this is going to be a bit of a complaint that most people won't understand, but I don't know why motorcycles use Allen head screws and bolts. I don't get it. It's a terrible fastener, and I hate using them. So I don't know why the rest of the industry, automotive-wise, went away to like Torx bits and other solutions, and motorcycles remain with a hex head or Allen head socket. I just detest them. Anyway, with that in mind, I did go out and buy the proper tool. Picked this up from Princess Auto, and it's a metric imperial. So what I do like about this set is it has the long part of the Allen head wrench and a small one, so you can actually get in there and do a bit of levering, or if it's a tighter place. But I do like that setup. I saw it in a few other brands, but this one was local. I don't think it was terribly expensive for a full set, and it's always important to get either metric or imperial, because that's how you destroy the fasteners. If you just think, nah, it's close enough, it has to be a nice tight fit. And so far these have worked out great, so we're going to be using these today. So we have our instructions, so hopefully you can see those. Looks pretty straightforward, and KTM have all their manuals online, so you can download all this stuff. But let's get started. Alrighty, let's get in there and get it done. So the first thing we're going to do is take out this screw as well as this screw. So that's just a quick job we got out of the way. We've got the KTM luggage mounting system attached now, awaiting its final luggage when I decide what it's going to be. But these are slightly cheaper, and I'll put the prices up so you can see with the SW Motec versions and a slightly different design, like I said. But I like going with the branded KTM ones. You know, it's made by the manufacturer, it's designed for this bike, etc. So I think that'll just work out quite fine. So that's all for now. Let me know what you think in the comments of the modifications I've made so far, and if you have any plans for your KTM 390 adventure. So until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.